50-50. They have got some javelin men and just their regular general. It's not telling me what he is though. And then some spearmen. I'm just getting a message here. 1 second. Okay, that's responded to. And now we can fight the battle. On the battlefield, yes. You do also have the option to automate and stuff like that, but I'm not going to. This gives you a bit of an overview of the battlefield. The yellow line is where you can start, and the red line is where the enemy starts. We're up against a command 2. We ourselves are command 2. I'm relatively confident. Though these guys are pretty poor, these two are quite strong, especially them. Dry, that means archers will be peak efficiency, that is fine. And let's see what we're up against. This is another barbarian village. Like the towns change depending on who owns the territory, so this is kind of the barbarian thing. So obviously the Britons have gone back to barbarism once the Romans left. And it's kind of cool seeing that happen in Attila. You have some really fancy Roman cities, and as they get attacked and attacked and attacked, you'll like lose the outskirts. They'll just get burnt down. Then you'll see some more ruins out in the distance, just like the decline of the empire. They've done a really good job with how things look in this, actually, to be fair. So archers in land battles are better. You probably saw it in the previous fight, but they get more shots. So if we look over here, ammunition 14, that was only 5 for the archers on the ships. You really don't get many shots.
Ready for battle.
We also have our herdmen, who I rate really highly. I use them quite extensively as the Jutes, simply because they get the shield wall, as does my general. What else do you get? Use the whip, war cry, and douse fire. Oh, you're technically a sea lord as well. Great. Oh, not a sea lord, a naval person. So again, we need to kind of think about where we want to attack. So if they do not sally out, where is their weak point here in this town? It's not over this side, this is all cliffs, we can't actually get there, and if we went around the side, this thing would be shooting us the whole way. So if we went up here, we would be shot at a lot by this. Plus, if they had any archers up here, they'd be shooting down on us. Although there's not much space to have put archers here, to be fair, these houses are in the way. Likewise, going up here, it's very narrow, they could block off this entrance, that's constantly shooting at us. Not a good time. So this side looks by far the weakest, it's really open over here. We've only got the one tower, which we can burn down. And then we can march through here and then up the slope. We'll have to contend with that one, but it's much less problem. We just want to keep over on this side, otherwise this tower shoots at us. And it does have a fairly strong range, so yeah, we want to basically come through this woodland. Which suits me fine, because it means I can hide my troops until they're actually in position. So let's put our archers back here. Let's put our spears. Ah, you can actually go into a spear wall, which gives you bonus against cavalry, obviously. It gives you more shield defense, because they kind of interlock shields, and it gives you, whoa, way more missile block. Pretty sure the other spear guys couldn't do that. So we'll have our spearmen in the center, they'll go into spear formation. We'll put our axe freemen on the left-hand side, because they don't have, oh wait, they can, oh, they can shield wall too? Okay, GG. And then sword herdmen, who are actually in armor. So these guys have 46 armor, these guys all have 6. So the herdmen are actually armored, and they'll protect our flank. And then we'll put our warlord at the back, and then we can use him to reinforce wherever we need to. Also in shield wall. Go. So we'll tell you guys not to shoot. We'll bring out the flaming shots. Group you guys together so you actually move as a unit. We'll put you in there. Maybe there. Do not run. You can march there. You two group there. Again, do not run. Their units are repositioning. You've got a group of people out in the fields which have not had the foresight to run away as the Vikings come in. That's a really bad idea. And your troops will actually kill them if they run through them, or they'll try and run away. Their spear unit has gone out of vision because we've gone behind the forest. So we're in the forest, so we can't see as much. Likewise, they can't see us, which is why we're starting to get these hidden icons appearing here. Their cavalry is holding position. Their horsemen are lightly armoured, decent health, decent charge. They're not that great. They're not armoured. They're not knights. Not yet. Okay, let's speed things up just while this is moving. I just noticed the Twitch overlay is up here in the top right. I'm so used to it being in the bottom right. That's where my usual overlay is. Ah, they put a barricade here. That's not very nice. We'll have to break that down too. But once we smash this tower, that shouldn't be a problem. So we need to keep an eye on where the rangers are. We are now well in range of that tower, but we are hidden, so it cannot see us. It does not know where we are. So we're closing the distance. And the idea is that these two lines, that's where our archers can shoot. Get us in range of that, and then we'll unleash hell with our archers, burn this thing down, destroy it, and then we can basically fight without any problems. Are we actually going to be in range? It doesn't look like it. How much closer can we actually get and still stay in the forest? So you can see here with my mouse cursor, it has the little tree. That shows you where you are hidden. So I'll move you slightly forwards. Hopefully we're in range. As soon as they reposition, there we go. Oh, not quite. So I think we're going to have to move our front line back, so I'm hoping that they don't just come and charge us. We'll move the archers forwards a little bit more, just to there. These guys may not be hidden anymore, so let's move over a little. No, they still are. We have no idea what the enemy's doing, they're also hidden. Yeah, we're easily in range now. Bring them hell. And off they go. I'm on the wrong speed. So if we now hover over this, we see fire damage. As soon as that hits 100%, the watchtower itself starts taking damage over time, and eventually it will fall down. So we just need to wait until that fire damage hits 100. You can see here, if they're able to shoot, bish, 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 35. So they're getting roughly 17% every time they hit. Someone's hit a tree, kind of silly, so the tree's burning down, which I think gets rid of some of the cover. The leaves are good because they cover you. Up here we can see how many men they have versus us. We outnumber them very slightly. So this will probably be a fairly close fight. We'll have to withdraw to the sea and run away, most likely. This is still the early game. We are not in a position to actually take and hold any of England. That will come later though. Probably when we start getting actually armoured Vikings, because those guys are tough. So the other types of arrows you get, you also have heavy shot, which you've seen used before. Whistling shot, they're excellent against cavalry. They make the cavalry run away. And then standard shot is basically just rapid rate of fire, good against lightly armoured people. So anti-archer, you would use the standard shot. And also just against regular infantry, flames are good. And elephants too, didn't know that. And flaming shots do a general -9 to morale as well, which is nice. So what are we up to? 70, 80, 88. One more volley and that tower should fall. 89. One more. There we go. 92, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. Now we'll tell them to hold their fire. Don't need you to do any more. This thing is now properly on fire and you can see the damage now ticking up. As soon as that hits 100 it will collapse. And then we're in a position to come out of the trees and actually engage their army because we're out of range of their towers at that point. '94, '98, boom. Tower has been destroyed.
Tower is no more than wreckage now.
So now we can bring our spearmen into the front line.
Get
Tell them once again not to run. Put our archers just behind them. In fact, we'll put our archers behind at an angle so we can actually shoot through the gap. And we'll tell you guys to use standard shot. Though I'd like to hit their general again like we did before. That would be really nice. We'll bring our general up as well, just to cover. You guys information. Get information. And now they're beginning to react to us. This thing can reach up to there, so we need to be careful not to come into that distance, into that range. So actually we're going to get a slightly sharper angle. Not that sharp, that sharp. There we go. We'll bring the archers in a little bit closer. Maybe to the and then our warlord closer still. And these guys I've told to hold their fire, so they're not going to shoot until I tell them to. And that allows me to pick who I want them to shoot at. So what's the most dangerous here? Probably not the spearmen, possibly the archers, probably not the horsemen, because they're a low level, although they are tier 2 I guess. I think we'll just... where's our range? There. I think we'll just have to shoot their skirmishers. There we go. We open fire. Didn't really hit anything though. This is the problem with not having any cavalry as a faction really, is I have nothing to chase their skirmishers away with. But I do have a front line which does have entirely shield walls, so their archers will, or their skirmishers won't be able to do much. Skirmishers are javelin troops, so they're really strong against armoured, and not that great against anything else because their ammo is very limited. You can see that blue bar, that's how many shots they have. They only have 3 shots left. Like each man has 3. We are doing some damage now. There we go, their archers are opening up. They're definitely staying in the protection of that tower. So I think we may need to advance on it. Break this line a little. Okay, they're running away, so we'll tell you guys to hold your fire. So I really want you to save your ammo for the general, because we've seen how much he hurts. Okay, here comes the cavalry. They are going in a lance formation. They're coming after my axemen. So I'm going to try and get behind my spears before they hit me, which I'm not going to do. So we'll attack them with our spearmen. Unfortunately, they got us out of formation, so they're actually going to do a fair amount of damage here. Move these guys up to shield them, bring him up a bit. Now their horsemen are bogged down in hand to hand, so they should take some casualties here. The horsemen do tend to be pretty tough, even if they have no armour. Later on, horsemen really are very strong. And this this blue line here is the influence of the general, so anyone in there will have more morale. Okay, I'm still sitting just outside of their line. Here come their spearmen, they're attacking us. We are in formation, they are not. No, they're not. They're really trying to get me to countercharge them, but it's not going to happen. I like being in this formation. This is a good formation. I want to stay behind this line. Though they are picking us off slowly but surely. You can keep an eye on the morale here. So these guys have 41 morale, that's fine. They're shooting at our general. So our general's lost like a man. The horsemen are on the verge of breaking, but they have done a significant amount of damage to this unit. So we've got 83 men left out of the 160 they started with. Right, their horsemen have broken. The little white flag, rather than the big white flag, means they could still rally. We want to try and kill as many of them as we can at this stage, because they will die very quickly. And as soon as it's a big white flag, then they have totally broken. And they won't rejoin the fight. So there aren't enough of them really to do any damage at this stage. And one little thing I like is you get the riderless horses just running off. Okay, so there's the white flag. They have broken. So we'll grab you, put you back in formation, stick you there. You guys, formation, back in there. Okay, back in the fight then. I think we are going to have to advance under the cover, even though that's covered.
Missile warriors.
So you guys are not in range, no. I could start picking off at that, I guess, but I really want to save the arrows for him. I am worried about their tier 3. Right, their skirmishers are out of ammo. Their archers are not even close. They really... They could get a lucky shot, kill one of our, like kill our general, which would be really annoying because he is our king. Right, it begins. Bring up our archers, both of you. So we're being careful to stay in formation here, because we want to keep that shield wall bonus, because it's a really nice bonus. And now we can see the tower shooting at us. It doesn't do a massive amount of damage, I admit, but it's still kind of... It does enough to be noticeable. I'm just clicking once. Oh, it does cancel. So usually you want to click past the unit, and then they'll kind of move into them in shield wall formation. There is no real way of just telling them, stay in formation and attack these guys. Usually you have to let them attack you, and then you stay in. But these guys are still in the shield wall. Right, cut them down.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
So their skirmishers were running away like these guys are, but they rallied. Those guys to come in. We are just absorbing fire with these, with my general. But he has excellent anti-range. They're attacking from the front, not from the back. That was the crucial difference between when we were fighting before. So let's move up the archers. Keep you moving. Okay, at this point I'm just going to charge them because these guys should be pretty quick. They have no armor. Keep you charge them, and you can charge them. Better. Their general's clearly just going to stand there and I won't be able to hit them from behind. Okay, so we got a rear charge there, which is going to really hurt their morale. You can see they're already on the verge of breaking. Continue you guys marching forwards. How fast are you? Speed 35 versus speed 40. So they're still going to get shots off against us, unfortunately. They'll keep skirmishing us. But every time they stop and shoot, they'll lose a few more. And we have broken those spearmen. So now we're going to do what they were doing to our general and just try and pick their guy off. Ah, spears caught them. Good, that should be a victory there. You guys are still chasing. Let's get you guys moving forwards. Yeah, you're in range pretty much whatever I do. So this tower is in range as well now. So we have both of these shooting into us. Their archers are going to break soon. Like, one of the big dangers of these towers, they do flaming arrows, so you do get the -9 morale penalty. But then again, they can also hit your own troops, so you'll probably notice that their archers has that same thing. Well, not right now, it did just then, just before I hovered over it. He's still shooting my general, and those flaming arrows do hurt, even armoured units. That general's not doing anything. Well, that's a very thin line. Remember, the deeper your lines, the more morale you have. I think they're just kind of relying on the fact they're a super elite force to not run away. You've almost backed into a river. Mistake. And you guys are running away, but I need you to chase them down because they could still recover. Not anymore. Come back, this is a siege. I don't need you to actually kill them all. You guys, march on. You march to about there. Archers are in range, open fire. Heavy shot, actually. Why are you shooting them? Shoot them! Not who I told you to shoot, come on. And the bar is going in our favour because we are killing them slowly but surely. There we go. Up go the shields, they turn to face us. Oh no, they spread out? Really? They chose not to go into shield formation. Interesting. And that's good, because when they're spread out like this, our armies actually do way better against them. So we are going to try and sneak these axemen behind them. Go into shield formation. We'll come in, shield formation up there. You guys are still here, that's fine. You're still shooting, you should come up as well. Now they're gathering together. No they're not. Yes they are. But still no shield formation.
Ready for battle!
So we're just moving forwards, we're staying in our shield wall. We've reached them. There. Responding. And you guys do the same thing. And you guys, same thing. Get them some combat experience too. We have those archers coming up there. Now you guys are probably going to be shooting into our back. So I'm going to tell you to hold your fire. Unfortunately we haven't used our archers very well in this fight. At all. Sometimes you don't get that opportunity, sometimes you do. Let's go and do the shout at them, which will reduce their morale, though it seems a very weak ability, to be honest. I'm not that impressed by the general abilities in this game. It could be a lot better. Yeah, they're losing men rapidly. We've hit them with 3 separate units. I was pointing at the screen there. That's not going to work, Mordred. Come on. I would have liked to have hit them more from behind. It looks like we're still in formation.
The enemy are losing ground.
We also use the whip, which means we have even more melee defense. Yeah, they're really losing troops very quickly. The enemy general is dead. That is very good. And hopefully our general doesn't die too. So usually your faction leader's bodyguard are really quite strong. And melee defense 96. Whoa. And morale obviously is going to be very high. And there we go, in battle. We don't want to be shot by those towers more than we have to. Victory. So, who did the best? Our axemen did very strongly, in fact so did the spearmen. They were probably the ones that caught those archers actually. And the herdmen, 142. Not bad. Archers didn't do great, but they didn't really have many targets in that one. We didn't play that one particularly well for the archery. There goes the end of battle animation. Victory is ours. Close victory, and we're just going to sack it again. 1,000. Cha-ching. Now, we can continue to run through their territory, which I probably will do, because I am worried about where their main army is. If they catch us, they probably will kill us. It just takes so long to get anywhere. Kind of like to get back to Denmark and then recruit a bunch more troops. Now that we know that navies are useless, it's going to be all on these guys. I think we need to make a run for the shore anyway. And then hit somewhere else. That is how the Vikings do their fighting, after all. How close are you? 4, wait, what? Oh, 4 turns. 7 turns. Yeah. So you can increase replenishment by upgrading the buildings. So if I upgraded the port, for example, the replenishment should increase, I thought. Let's see, if I do this, then I can then get my Viking Marauders instead of, and Viking Smashers instead of Raiders. Didn't I have some Smashers in this? Raiders, 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 Smashers. See, where's the difference in unit there? Come on, this is why I don't like these banners. There's no difference between those two, even though they are in fact different units. So the Smashers are cheaper, they have better attack, better damage, but much less defense. And more morale. Okay. Next turn. Okay, famine, as usual. Leader, a noble, glorious leader, Sigrid, gained a level.
Orders.
So what's possible? Oh yeah, we want the campaign movement range, definitely, so you can actually get into and out of these fights. Ooh, you've got extra armor for your commander's unit. That's excellent. That's actually very strong. Can I see what else is available? Another 10 armor, so it's the same difference. And plus 5 armor for cavalry units. Really? That's really pointless for us. I would quite like to see you getting home to recruit some more troops, so we're going to do that. Did you... Oh, you don't have a town there. Wait. Oh no, you are a boat. It just takes you full movement. Okay, that's fine. Because if you have a port which you can run through, they automatically and like immediately become a ship into transport. But I guess if you're on the coastline like these guys are, then it takes you a full turn. So even though we're in the double time movement, we've just gone from army to ship. Right there. You are still replenishing. And buildings. There's the 2 more turns on that. We do have a fair amount of money. So we could actually recruit a second raiding army with Ragnar, as he's done it before. How much would it cost? It would cost us 400 to recruit them, plus whatever maintenance. But it would be nice to have the 2 armies. Basically, we can use them interchangeably, so we'll recruit units. Well, that's quite a big choice. And silver bar, you can see how much experience they can get. That is huge because of the buildings we have. So the fist fighters increases experience, plus we had the ability in there. I'm going to put you in the town. So oh, because of the famine. Never mind. Okay, so levy sword herdmen. We've seen how good they are. Axe herdmen. They're basically the more damaging version of the sword guys. Big axes. They have a very strong melee attack and melee damage, and probably armor piercing. Axe freemen I'm not too worried about. Armored archers and skirmishers. So armored archers would be our ranged unit. Oh, these guys are really expensive actually, compared to the non-armored ones. Yeah, 45 for the levy freeman to 212 a turn per unit. So let's see, sword herdman, axe herdman. I really want to, I don't have the money for it right now. Unless we went more looting and pillaging, which we can absolutely do. I might just disband you again, because I don't have anywhere for you to go. I would rather my main army to be bigger. Right, let's go. I really need that famine to end.
Your orders?
How long? 5 turns? I'm not waiting for that. I'll give you 1 more turn, then we're sending the fleet out again. Oh, shoot, I forgot to... Oh, they're moving automatically. Phew! It just moves so little. That's a real problem, because of the lack of targets here on the coast. Being able to use the Viking speed, you can't really. Who are you? Oh, you're attacking me with an actual fleet. That's not very nice. Oswald, the Admiral, and Kiel, the Fjord boatman. Now, I don't have seasickness, so I don't have any penalties fighting at sea, so fine, bring it on. I don't usually do these naval battles, but I'll give this a try. I have 2 units of archers, they have none, so I could just burn their ships down. The surge of the Thames. It's not going to be enough to protect you in London, I'm afraid. So we're going to stick our archer ships there at the front. We'll have you near the back, and then I guess we'll have you 4 kind of in the middle there. Go forwards. You go that way. You 2 go that way. That way. You kind of stay where you are now. No, we'll have you turning away. You 2 should definitely be using fire because we want to burn their ships. Your ship is 60. We move 50. Wait, you're faster than us? Oh, that's not good. Whoa, that's really fast. Okay, so our archer boats are actually slow. Oh, they're transports, that's why. They're not actual warships. Oh well. As soon as you're in range, you should be opening fire at them. We're going to try and just sail around them. That's essentially the plan.
We outnumber the enemy!
We kind of need you to be able to hit him, and you to hit him. Okay, so the boarding action started, so they're after our archers. Unfortunately, we didn't make it far enough. Oh yeah, we did. Ha, we got away. Excellent. So keep on burning them. Oh, we've only got 12 hull damage. These guys are coming in. Smash, smash. We're going to start doing heavy shot, just shooting at their general to try and kill him off. These guys are coming in. So at this point it just becomes a regular fight. Why are they winning so easily? That should show the progress. And yeah, there's a lot of them, but then there's a lot of us too. I don't get that. You guys shooting? Yeah, you're shooting. We're gaining a bit back. This ship's coming in. Crunch. So you're just fighting them first, okay?
Ships awaiting your word. Back, warriors, back! The men are broken and are fleeing.
One ship down. Apparently. I quite frankly have no idea what's happening right now. Because our guys are now jumping off, so they've jumped off this boat, even though they've not killed them all. Now our guys are jumping on their boat and attacking them. One at a time, of course. And we have a significant advantage over them. Their general is attacking our axe transport. And you guys are not doing anything. I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, their swordsmen are running away. Our spearmen aren't doing too hot either. You still shooting?
The
Yes.
men's resolve
Still
is
shooting?
failing. The men are broken and running for their lives.
Okay, so they've beaten our axe ship. Now it's our general against their general. Our general has more men. There's a bit of chaos here in the middle. High seas of the North Sea. Why aren't you charging them? Are they trying to run away? Oh, here we go. So now our guys are jumping on board. We're going to use the whip so we have more of a defensive
Our
bonus.
general is under attack.
And we have way more troops than they do. Victory. Yay.
The day is ours. They lie broken beneath the waves.
So, ordinarily these guys should have absolutely massacred us at sea, getting transports. Navy should win, but because we are the Danes, we have no penalties at sea. So our transports fight much harder. It's all about having the numbers. The only reason we didn't do particularly well is because the ships that they attacked at first didn't have many troops on board. They had enough to survive though. Okay, we're going to take on some of their warriors, which will replenish our forces by 1%, and we can get money. guys.
For the tribe!
They run off. Bye-bye. And we sail off and try and get home. Oh, and we had more penalties because we were double timing it. Ha! Oh, they did really badly.